Hello friends and welcome back, and in this episode we'll take a look at how to keep our starters nice and active. Now I'm notorious for neglecting my starter. I just pop it in the fridge and leave it there for months sometimes. And of course when it's sitting in the fridge it's not very active, and if I try to make a leaven out of it, it never works. So from now on, instead of keeping it in the fridge, feed it every day. That's how it should be done. So if you ever see this grey sludge on top of your starter when it's sitting in your fridge for a long time, don't worry too much, it hasn't gone off. Just pour it off and then we can keep using our starter. It has been in my fridge for a good 2 months now. And what we'll do in this episode is keep the starter active by feeding it every day. I'll show you my routine, and we'll also look at building leaven. So wash the jar and we can begin. So I got my clean jar, I have some fresh flour and water. In the glass that is on the scales, I'll build the leaven. And I have already weighed off 10 grams. I'll feed it at a 1 to 10 to 10 ratio. There'll be 10 grams of starter, 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of water. 1 to 10 to 10 is normally my go-to ratio. But it is quite hot here. It's middle of summer in the UK right now, so you'll see that it overproves quite quickly. And further on I'll show you how to adjust it, to slow it down. So in our leaven jar, we have 10 grams of starter, 100 grams of water, 100 grams of flour. Just combine and give it a good old mix. And once that's all mixed up, let's make the starter. I want the starter at the same ratio, so 1 to 10 to 10. But we don't want to be wasteful. And because we are feeding the starter every day, we'll only make a small amount. So only 1 gram of starter to 10 grams of flour, 10 grams of water. That'll minimize our waste. And always have your starter and your leaven separate. Your starter is what you feed every single day, but your leaven is what you make using the starter. But it's basically the same principle. 1 part starter, 10 parts water, 10 parts flour. Give it a mix and it's done. So because it hasn't been fed for like 2 months, we want to feed it at least 2 or 3 times before we start making leaven. I am making the leaven just for an experiment. If you have kept your starter in the fridge for quite a while, I would suggest just feeding the starter daily for about 3 days, only then using it to make leaven. Because most likely, this leaven that I made here will not be any good. And if you want, you can check out my video on how to keep your starter in the fridge and bring it back to life. Click the link in top right corner. Let's get on with these for now. So we got our leaven. That's not going to be no good. We're going to make it as an experiment. And we got our starter. We're going to ferment these for 12 hours and see what happens. So I want to feed my starter every 12 hours. 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the evening. Just to keep it simple. So nothing's happening yet. About 6 hours in, we start seeing activity. The leaven is rising, but if you look at the starter, it's not going up that much. And you'll see a big difference on the second and the third day in the starter. And 10 hours in, the leaven's already over fermented. But that's totally fine. It wasn't good anyway. So they both look nice and active, full of bubbles, but I would not use these yet to make bread. Let's do a quick float test, just to see what it looks like. When you drop a bit of your leaven in some water, it should float. It should also feel nice and strong, not too runny. As we could see in the time lapse, this was bubbling and collapsing about 10 hours in. So it's over fermented. It may look good, it's floating, but it's a bit runny, I can feel it. So I wouldn't use this. So let's continue on feeding these. We'll make another leaven and we'll feed the starter once again. So now, use the starter to make the leaven. Once again, 1 to 10 to 10 ratio. And a quick note on water, my kitchen's quite warm, 25 degrees Celsius. So I'm using cold tap water, 22 degrees C. So we got 10 grams of starter, 100 grams of water, 100 grams of flour. That's the leaven, same as the day before. And let's continue feeding the starter. Just take out a little bit, wash the jar, and then feed 1 gram of starter with 10 grams of flour, 10 grams of water, or 1 to 10 to 10 ratio. Because we are discarding all but 1 gram every single day, that reduces the waste. So every single starter and the conditions in every single kitchen are different. So if my starter at a 1 to 10 to 10 ratio feeding takes 12 hours to be ready, it doesn't mean that yours will too. It is up to you to learn how your starter reacts and how long it takes. So the second feeding is done. Let's cover these up and see how they go. I still wouldn't use this leaven from the second feeding. It's still not strong enough. I know that. But we can definitely see a massive difference today. The leaven will bubble up higher, and also the starter will come up at least twice as high as before. When it comes to the timings, it's quite similar. Around 10 hours in, the leaven starts bubbling down again. This is normally when you want to use your leaven. But the starter kept its shape because it's not that heavy. So we're definitely seeing some progress. The starter is nice and happy, the leaven is nice and active, but I still wouldn't use this leaven. And of course you don't have to do this, messing about making leaven every day. I'm just doing this as an experiment. Keep your starter fed regularly and then make your leaven whenever you need it. So it's the third feeding and the third leaven. We'll still do it in the same ratio, 1 to 10 to 10. And only after the third feeding, I feel confident I will know for sure when the starter and the leaven are at their peak. And if you feed your starter every day, you obviously know when it's at its peak. I'm only doing this because I kept it in the fridge for 2 months. I need to bring it back to life. So it's the same routine as before. Cover these up, we'll leave them for 12 hours, see what happens. And as we can see, the starter is nice and happy, it's almost tripling in size. That's what we want to see. But the leaven tends to collapse back in on itself quicker because of its own weight. And when it starts collapsing, it starts fermenting more quickly. So I think to slow it down, for the next feeding, I will lower the hydration level. So we've fed these 3 times, and now I'm confident that this leaven is good enough to make bread with. Let's do the float test real quick. And I can already feel it, it's a lot more stretchy and a lot stronger. And it resists more when I try to get it out of the jar. So this is ready to go. But I want to adjust it a little bit, just to see how it will react when I lower the hydration to 90%. And once again, always control your temperatures. If you want to learn more about temperature, click the link in the top right corner. So let's lower the hydration of the leaven to 90%. So what this means, we'll use 10 grams of starter, 100 grams of flour, but 90 grams of water. And if you want to learn more about Baker's percentages and hydration levels, click the link in the top right corner. I have a video explaining that. So when I'm feeding my starter today, I'm using a different amount, but still the same ratio, 1 to 10 to 10. That's how you adjust it if you need more. So I'm using 5 grams of starter, 50 grams of flour, 50 grams of water. In other words, 1 part starter, 10 parts water, 10 parts flour. So let's cover these up, leave them ferment, and see what happens. And now everyone's really active, and that's a good sign. And as I predicted, because I lowered the hydration on the leaven, it's a little bit stiffer, and it helped keep its shape, essentially slowing down the fermentation rate. Remember, by experimenting, you get to be in control of when you bake. And you have to experiment because you have to keep up with seasonal changes. In summer, these will ferment rapidly. In winter, they'll be more sluggish. You have to adjust the amounts and times and temperatures to be in control. Let's do one more float test with this leaven, see the difference. And this time, I already know this is going to be nice and strong. So let's grab some water, dump it all in and see how it reacts. And this is what you want to see. It stays in one piece, it's still nice and stretchy, so it's strong. It floats, it's full of bubbles. That's a good leaven. And you get the idea. You have to feed your starter every single day if you want good, reliable, predictable results. So I'll keep on feeding old Flinty here every 12 hours and fits around my schedule. I can do it in the morning before work and late in the evening before I go to bed. Now let me show you another example on how to adjust the amounts and ratios for when you're making leaven, because you might want to sometimes. So I'll make 2 leavens here. One at a 1 to 20 to 20 ratio. In this case I'm using 2.5 grams of leaven, 50 grams of water, 50 grams of flour. I'll make another one at a 1 to 2 to 2 ratio. 20 grams of starter, 40 grams of flour, 40 grams of water. So that's enough for the starter in this video. We'll get rid of this for now. Feed it every day, that's all you need to know. Work out a routine that fits around your schedule and be happy baking. Now let's mark these up so we don't get confused and leave them for 12 hours, see what happens. Changing the ratio is a good way to control your leaven. For example, if I want to bake my bread in about 4 hours, then I know that I need to feed my leaven at a 1:2:2 ratio. If I want to bake my bread in 12 hours or more, then feed it at a 1:20:20 ratio. This actually came up quite quick, almost as quick as the 1:10:10 ratio leaven. So the main point is, the more flour and water you use in relation to your leaven, the slower it will ferment. And if you lower the ratio, it will slow down. The rest is up to you. And as always, if you need questions or suggestions, drop them down in comments. And check out my sourdough starter playlist, it's full of information. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.